Hey everybody, this is Francesco Abruzzino with another Rogue Rant. Today I want to talk about what we see on the screen here, Orlando, and discussing, it seems like we're talking about this a lot in the last week and a half, but is it the Republicans? Was it gun control? Was it terrorism, Islamic radical terrorism? Are we doing everything within our power, the United States, to stop these kind of attacks that occurred in Orlando? And are we doing this to ultimately destroy ISIS, as Obama stated in his weekly address? And I'm here to tell you, no, I don't think he is. Obama and his administration seem to have a major disconnect when it comes to Islamist terror. And I mean, for the hell, he can't even say radical Islam or Islamist terror. Obama thinks that being tough on terrorism is all about banning this AR-15, which doesn't stand for assault rifle, by the way. And they're not even sure if it was used in Orlando. But he continues to refer to the Orlando situation as homegrown terrorism that will go away if the government makes it that much harder for people who want to kill Americans to get their hands on weapons that are capable of killing dozens of innocent people as quickly as possible. Now, does this sound like a real plan? I don't think it does. First of all, let's call it what it is, and it's not homegrown. It was Islamic State inspired. And I'm saying this because, look, I'm no expert, but I'm basing this upon Mateen's 911 call, his postings and rantings on Facebook, and the radical culture that surrounded him, such as his father, who thinks he's the president of Afghanistan and thinks all gays should die. Obama reiterated the term weapons of war and laminated as unconscionable their legality in schools and movie theaters. You know, those lovely gun-free zones that leave innocent individuals as perfect targets to any Islamic extremist, Catholic extremist, just person that's out of their mind that wants to go out and kill somebody. Obama has essentially failed. He's failed to do everything in his power to stop attacks by Islamist radicals that he won't even name. He has actively created a disaster in the Middle East through his reckless policies. Just look at Syria and his support for al-Qaeda in an effort to appease the House of Sayyid, or even Yemen for that matter. Iraq, the list goes on. This little goober that sits up in the White House has the audacity to blame the constitutionally protected weapons of war, a fully loaded term that is only meant to scare the public. Yesterday, we had the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch. She came out with transcripts on Omar Mateen's phone calls. You know, that most transparent administration out there. They decided to edit it. They removed all references to Islamic State, his proclaimed caliph, replacing Allah with God. I mean, come on, are you kidding me? Finally, they said, forget it, and they released the whole transcript. They said because they wanted to do the right thing. They wanted to be transparent. No, they got pressure. The White House got pressure, and they said, we got to release it. You know, she claims they didn't want to re-victimize those people that went through the horror. How are you doing that? When you release the transcript, you're doing that, essentially. If taking out Allah or any reference to Islamic radicalism will not help it. Let's get real. Do they think they're really going to buy this line of bull? Do they think we're in the market to buy what they're selling? They did this because they're denial of the real problem. And even more so, it's its own role in creating ISIS. After all, this just comes days after Obama's DHS removed the words jihad, sharia, takfir from the intelligence lexicon. And if using the word is the problem, it's not. The result of this leftist politically correct narrative is playing even to a blind man out there. And despite Mateen's professed allegiance to ISIS via calls, posting on Facebook, like I said, a large percentage of self-identified Democrats characterize the attack as gun violence, compared to only 29% who viewed it as Islamic terrorism. I was watching Fox News. They had a person out on the street in Brooklyn. He went out there, he interviewed 20 people. Out of those 20, 18 individuals said no, it had nothing to do with Islam. That this had everything to do with guns and then Republicans. Some put Republicans before guns. This just left me shaking my head. Look, ignorance is bliss until it gets people killed. It's time to wake up. It's time to smell the coffee, Obama. It's radical Islam. Thanks. What say you, folks? This has been Francesco Abruzzino with another Rogue Rant.